Let me ask you something, have you noticed your eyes changing lately? Maybe it's that your vision at night isn't quite as sharp as it used to be. Streetlights look blurrier, headlights from cars seem brighter, and reading the fine print on your phone or book before bed feels like a real struggle. Or maybe it's that constant dryness, that gritty, uncomfortable feeling, like there's sand in your eyes, especially when you're trying to fall asleep. Now, here's the thing, most people brush it off. They say, well, I'm just getting older. That's how it goes. But let me stop you right there, because your eyesight is not just about your eyes. It's about your independence. It's about being able to enjoy your evenings, read your favorite book, recognize your loved one's smile across the room, or walk safely through your home at night without fear of tripping. And here's the part most people don't realize. Small, simple choices before you go to bed can make a big difference in how your eyes feel and how well they're protected as you age. I'm not talking about expensive treatments, or fancy gadgets, or anything complicated. I'm talking about natural oils, things that have been around for centuries, that can nourish and protect your eyes in ways that might surprise you. So in this video, we're going to talk about 4 of the most powerful natural oils seniors can take before bedtime to keep their eyes healthy, reduce discomfort, and even support sharper vision. And stay with me until the end, because I'm also going to reveal the single biggest mistake people make when they're trying to protect their eyesight. It's something so many seniors overlook, and it could cost them dearly. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Do you prefer natural remedies, or do you feel safer with prescription solutions when it comes to your health? Drop your answer in the comments below, because your experience could help someone else who's struggling with the same question right now. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join our community here at Elderly Wisdom Guide, because this is the place where we uncover the truths nobody else is willing to say out loud. And listen, what I'm about to share might surprise you. Because if you ignore these natural supports, it's not just about living with a little blurry vision or dry eyes. It's about what comes next, losing confidence in your daily life, depending on others, and slowly giving up the independence you've worked so hard to hold on to. That's why I always recommend checking out the link in the description for the 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence Challenge. It's helping seniors everywhere strengthen their health, step by step, before it's too late. Let's start with the first oil on our list. One that may surprise you with how simple, yet powerful it really is. Castor oil. I want you to picture an elderly woman named Margaret. She was in her early 70s, and every night before bed she had the same routine. She'd pick up her favorite mystery novel, slip on her reading glasses, and settle into her favorite chair. But after just a few pages, her eyes would start to itch and burn. They felt so dry, like she'd been out in the wind all day, even though she'd barely left her house. Reading, something that once brought her joy and calm, was suddenly becoming a battle. Her doctor had given her drops, but every time she used them, they stung so badly she almost dreaded putting them in. Then one evening, her daughter mentioned something she'd read online about castor oil. Margaret was skeptical. She thought to herself, isn't that the same oil people used to take for stomach issues back in the day? How could that possibly help my eyes? But as she looked deeper, she discovered something fascinating. Castor oil contains a special compound called ricinoleic acid. Now, I won't bore you with complicated science terms, but here's what you need to know. This natural compound supports lubrication of the eyes and can help calm the oxidative stress that builds up as we age. In simple words, it helps your eyes stay moist, nourished, and more comfortable, especially at night when dryness can feel the worst. But here's where many people go wrong. They think, oh, any oil should work. I'll just grab whatever's in the kitchen cabinet. And that's a mistake. Using the wrong type of oil near your eyes can actually make things worse, causing irritation, redness, or even infection. Castor oil, when it's cold-pressed and pharmaceutical grade, is one of the very few safe options for this purpose. That's the key detail most people miss. So, if your eyes feel tired, gritty, or uncomfortable at night, here's a simple, practical step you can try. 1 drop, just a tiny drop, of sterile, pharmaceutical-grade castor oil before bed. That's it. Nothing fancy. No complicated procedure. Just a small addition to your nightly routine that could make your eyes feel soothed, refreshed, and ready for rest. But let me be clear, I'm not talking about the castor oil you find sitting in a bottle next to your cooking oil. That one belongs in the kitchen, not near your eyes. The kind I'm talking about is specifically prepared to be safe and gentle. And that small difference is what protects your eyes rather than harms them. Now, castor oil works wonderfully for surface comfort, keeping your eyes moist, soothing that nighttime dryness, and letting you fall asleep without that scratchy, irritated feeling. But dryness is only part of the story. Because your eyes need more than just lubrication. They need deeper protection. Something that can guard the inside of the eye itself, fighting off the silent changes that sneak up with age. And that's where the second oil comes in, an oil that does more than soothe. It protects the deeper layers of your eyes. I'm talking about fish oil, the well-known source of omega-3 fatty acids. Picture Robert, a retired carpenter in his late 60s. He was the kind of man who had always relied on his eyes, measuring wood, spotting details, building furniture with precision. But as he got older, something strange started happening. His eyes watered constantly during the day. He thought, well, at least they're not dry. Maybe it's just allergies. But what he didn't realize was this: watery eyes are often the body's way of signaling dry eye syndrome. You see, when the surface of the eye gets inflamed and irritated, the body sometimes produces extra tears, but they're the wrong kind of tears. They don't actually nourish the eye, so the problem only gets worse. And this is where fish oil comes in. Fish oil is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and these healthy fats are like natural firefighters in the body. They reduce inflammation, which is one of the root causes of dry, uncomfortable eyes. They also support the tear film, that delicate layer that keeps your eyes moist, clear, and comfortable. Without a strong tear film, your vision gets blurry, your eyes feel gritty, and everyday tasks like reading, sewing, or even watching TV become more difficult. But that's not all. Studies have shown that omega-3s may also help protect against macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of vision loss in seniors. That means fish oil isn't just about comfort today, it's about safeguarding your eyesight for the years ahead. Here's the catch though: many seniors think omega-3s are only good for the heart. They say, I already take it for cholesterol. Why would it matter for my eyes? But eye tissue is actually one of the biggest beneficiaries of this nutrient. The cells in your retina, the part of your eye that actually sees, depend on omega-3s to stay healthy. Without them, those cells weaken faster, leaving your vision vulnerable. So, how do you make it practical? It's simple. Taking a small capsule of purified fish oil before bed allows your body to repair overnight, when the eyes are resting. That's when the nutrients do their best work, quietly reducing inflammation and strengthening the structures of the eye. But here's the important part: not all fish oils are the same. Some cheaper ones can contain toxins or impurities. Always look for a high-quality, purified source, one that's been tested for safety. Think about it this way: while castor oil soothes the surface and relieves dryness, fish oil works from the inside out, calming inflammation, nourishing your eyes, and lowering the risks of long-term problems. Together, they make a powerful team. Still, even with omega-3s, the story isn't complete. Because inflammation is only one piece of the puzzle. The body also needs antioxidants, powerful protectors that fight off the silent damage caused by free radicals as we age. And that's where the third oil shines. Flaxseed oil. I want you to think about Clara, a 72-year-old grandmother who had always believed that nature provides what the body needs. Clara loved her evening sewing sessions. She'd sit by the lamp with her fabric spread out, carefully threading needles and stitching with precision. But over time, she started noticing something troubling. Her eyes would turn red after just a short while, and the strain would often leave her with nagging headaches. She thought it was simply old age catching up, and maybe she'd just have to give up her favorite hobby. Then a friend suggested she try adding flaxseed oil to her daily routine. Clara wasn't sure at first. She had seen flaxseed mentioned in magazines and on health shows but thought it was just another modern fad. Still, she gave it a chance. She started stirring a spoonful of flaxseed oil into her evening tea. And within weeks, she noticed a real change. The redness in her eyes began to fade, her headaches eased, and she could return to her sewing without that same discomfort. So what made the difference? The science behind flaxseed oil is actually quite simple. It's packed with something called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA for short. This is another type of omega-3 fatty acid, just like the ones you find in fish oil. The body converts ALA into compounds that reduce inflammation, calming that irritation in the eyes and supporting overall eye comfort. And here's why this matters for so many seniors: not everyone can tolerate fish oil. Some people get stomach upset, or they simply prefer to avoid animal-based supplements. Flaxseed oil gives you that same protective power, but in a gentle, plant-based form. Now, let's clear up a common misconception. A lot of people look at flaxseed oil and assume it's just another trendy health food that will come and go. But the truth is, flax has been used for centuries, long before modern supplements ever existed. Cultures around the world relied on it to strengthen not just heart health but also to support clear vision and overall vitality. What we're doing today is simply rediscovering the wisdom our ancestors already knew. Here's a practical way to use it. 1 teaspoon of cold-pressed flaxseed oil at night can make a noticeable difference. The key is to choose cold-pressed, because that keeps the nutrients intact. And if you really want to maximize the benefits, pair it with foods rich in antioxidants, things like berries, leafy greens, or even a small piece of dark chocolate in the evening. Together, they create a protective shield that guards your eyes against the wear and tear of aging. And let me pause here for just a moment, because what we're talking about goes beyond just eye comfort. This is exactly how small, subtle changes in your body can snowball into bigger problems. When your eyes feel strained, when you're battling constant fatigue, or when you're struggling to see clearly, those are warning signs. They're telling you that your body needs extra care. And too often, seniors ignore those whispers until they turn into shouts: a fall, weak legs, fading independence, or even a trip to the hospital. That's why I always remind you, don't wait until it's too late. Check out the 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence challenge in the description. In just 10 minutes a day, you can address the exact issues that chip away at your independence: weak muscles, poor balance, low energy, before they become unmanageable. It's a small investment of time that can give you back control over your health and your confidence. Now, flaxseed oil is wonderful, soothing inflammation, offering a plant-based alternative, and giving you a safe, natural way to keep your eyes strong. But there's one more oil that takes protection to a whole new level. It's often called the golden protector for aging eyes. This one doesn't just soothe or calm, it shields. I'm talking about vitamin E oil. Let me share the story of John. He was in his late 70s, a man who loved nothing more than finishing his day with a crossword puzzle. Every evening, he'd sit by the lamp in his living room with a pencil in hand, determined to fill in every last square before bed. But gradually, something changed. The glare from the lamp became unbearable. The letters on the page looked dim, and after just a few minutes, his eyes felt heavy and exhausted. It frustrated him because this simple nightly ritual, something that brought him peace and joy, was slipping away. It wasn't until his daughter suggested vitamin E supplements that John decided to give it a try. At first, he was doubtful. He thought vitamin E was just for skin creams or beauty products. But after adding it to his evening routine, he started to notice a difference. His eyes didn't fatigue as quickly. That harsh glare seemed softer. And little by little, those crossword puzzles were no longer a struggle but a pleasure again. So why did vitamin E make such a difference? The science is actually fascinating. Vitamin E is one of the body's strongest antioxidants. That means it acts like a shield, protecting your cells from damage caused by free radicals. Now, free radicals are unstable molecules that build up in the body over time, especially as we age. In the eyes, they speed up wear and tear, breaking down delicate tissues and increasing the risk of problems like cataracts and other age-related vision changes. Vitamin E helps slow that process down. It protects the lens, the retina, and the surrounding cells so they stay stronger for longer. But here's where many people go wrong. Some seniors believe that rubbing vitamin E oil directly around their eyes will do the trick. And while it sounds harmless, it's actually not the safest way to go. Oils near the eye can clog pores, cause irritation, or even trap bacteria that make the situation worse. The far better option, and the safer one, is to take vitamin E internally, either as a small capsule or by adding a measured dose of high-quality vitamin E oil into something simple like your evening tea. This way, it travels through your system, nourishes your cells, and gets to the places your eyes truly need it. And here's the practical part. Adding just one small dose of vitamin E oil before bed can give your body exactly what it needs to repair itself overnight. Remember, while you sleep, your body is busy restoring, healing, and rebuilding. That's when nutrients like vitamin E get to work, boosting repair, protecting the lens and retina, and helping your eyes wake up feeling refreshed instead of fatigued. Now think about this for a moment. We started with castor oil to soothe dryness. We added fish oil to calm inflammation from within. We brought in flaxseed oil as a gentle, plant-based protector. And finally, vitamin E oil, the golden shield, to defend your eyes against the damage that time itself tries to bring. Now you know the 4 oils. But here's the deeper truth, it's not just about what you take, it's about why you take it. Let's pause for a moment and talk about what all of this really means. Because when you strip away the science, the stories, and the advice, what's left is something deeply human. Watching your eyesight decline isn't just about your eyes, it's about your life. It can feel like losing a piece of your independence. Think about it. The faces of your grandchildren, the books you've loved for decades, the freedom of driving at night or even walking safely across a room, all of that can suddenly feel uncertain when your vision starts slipping away. And that's a frightening thought. But here's what I want you to hear clearly, you are not powerless. Aging doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for your body to fail you. No, aging can also mean wisdom, preparation, and protection. And that's what these oils represent. They're not just drops or capsules, they're tools. Tools that let you take control of your health, one small daily habit at a time. With every teaspoon, every capsule, every gentle step you take toward caring for your eyes, you're shifting from fear to empowerment. You're proving to yourself that you're not helpless, you're protecting your vision one night at a time. So let me ask you this, have you noticed signs of change in your own eyes? Maybe they've felt dry, or blurry, or unusually tired after doing something simple, like reading or watching TV. Maybe you've been brushing it off, telling yourself, it's just age. But here's the truth, those little signs are your body whispering for help. And if you listen early, you can make a real difference. That's why I encourage you to start with just one of these oils tonight. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Tonight. Notice how your eyes feel tomorrow morning. Sometimes, it's the smallest changes that bring the biggest relief. And remember this, you don't have to face aging alone. You don't have to fight fatigue, dry eyes, or the fear of losing your independence without support. Confidence, strength, and clarity, they're still within your reach. You just have to take the first step. That's why I always remind people of the 29 days to reclaim your confidence challenge. Because it's not about overwhelming yourself with huge changes. It's about stacking small wins, day after day, until they add up to something powerful. A version of yourself that feels stronger, more vibrant, and more in control than you thought possible. Let's bring everything together. To recap, the 4 natural oils seniors should consider before bed are simple, yet powerful. Castor oil, to soothe and lubricate tired eyes. Fish oil, to calm inflammation and support the tear film that keeps your vision clear. Flaxseed oil, the plant-based alternative that strengthens your eyes gently, especially if fish oil isn't for you. And finally, vitamin E oil, the golden protector, shielding your eyes from the damage of time itself with its antioxidant defense. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these oils have you tried before? Was it the soothing touch of castor oil, the deep repair from fish oil, or maybe the gentle comfort of flaxseed? And which one are you most curious about adding to your bedtime routine after tonight? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories, your experiences, even your questions. Because when you share, you help someone else feel less alone on their journey. And if this video was helpful, if it gave you even one idea, don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Wisdom Guide. Here, we don't just talk about aging. We talk about aging with strength, dignity, and confidence. We share practical steps that anyone can take, steps that make the later years not just manageable, but meaningful. But before you go, I need you to really hear this. Please, don't just click away and forget what you've learned. Every day you wait, your body loses a little more strength, balance, and clarity. The truth is, aging doesn't pause while you think about making changes. It moves forward. And so should you. That's why I strongly recommend clicking the link in the description and joining the 29 Days to Reclaim Your Confidence Challenge. Just imagine, 29 days from now, feeling steadier on your feet, clearer in your mind, and more in control of your health. Every step you take today is one less struggle tomorrow. Don't put it off, start now. And with that, I want to thank you so much for watching. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and your best years can still be ahead of you. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.